Hi, thanks for joining me on Wilderness of the Monty. There are about 28 mile an hour winds with 50 mile an hour gusts down out here in Reno. And I already quit once today. My alarm went off at 5:30. I looked outside, saw how windy it was, could just hear the wind howling, and I gave up. It's snowing in the mountains. But once I got up, thought about it for a while, I figured I might as well come out and try to catch something. I don't want to sit inside all day. I just came to the East Mustang Bridge because it's going to start raining or snowing in a little while. So I came out east to get away from the nasty stuff over the mountains. I'm just going to do the best I can today with the wind. It's really difficult to keep contact with your jig when the wind's blowing a huge bow in the line, but I'm going to try to work my way around it. I'm at the East Mustang Bridge. I'm gonna fish both sides of the river close to the car if the weather holds up. If it starts raining and snowing, I'm done. But while it's clear and it's just the wind I'm dealing with, I'll try to combat that. I don't want to go too far from my car because I don't want to get like a mile away and have it start really raining or something. So let's go see what we can do. The wind is blowing so hard, I almost wish I had half-ounce jig, seriously. These bushes here are a nice windbreak right in this particular spot because the wind's really whipping out in the middle. The wind's blowing so hard, my jig is skipping across the surface. I gotta make some adjustments here. My jig is like leaping out of the water when I'm trying to reel it in. You know, I just gotta try to get something, that's all. I just gotta keep casting. Man, this is brutal. But I think it's time to go to the other side because I'm just running into too many bushes. And when I'm casting, my line is getting blown straight into bushes. And then I gotta dance my jig out of that. I don't fish on this side that much because I usually just start hiking down the river. But since I don't know what the weather's gonna do, I'm gonna play it safe. My flow has knocked a lot of this green stuff off the rocks, so it's on my jig like almost every cast. It's very annoying. I'm thinking I might have to go upstream because I'm getting so much of that green aquatic growth on every cast. It's a bit of a problem. He's already jumped 3 times. Stop jumping! Stop jumping! Got him! That's a big brown right there, boy! There he is in the net. That's a beautiful fish, man. He jumped two times before I even got the camera on. So, I'm lucky to even get that. Let me get my hands wet. I'm gonna pick him up. He's ready to go, man. There he is. That's a nice brown right there. Look how big that fish is. That's a beautiful fish. Woo! Glad I left my living room today. There he goes. Woo! I thought I was gonna lose him. He was jumping so much, I thought I was gonna lose him. What I did here is the water's rushing down and it's swirling back around in this big pool. So what I did is I casted it straight out into the current and then I harnessed the water that was coming back the other direction. And that big boy was sitting right in there. And he just nailed it. I'm fishing these big turnout style things because it just looks like a real easy place for a big fish to sit and be lazy and have food delivered to it as it swirls around. And as a guy who understands the easy road and doing things lazy, I get it. So if the fish can make an easy living here, maybe I can too. Score, I just found a fly box with a bunch of nymphs in it. I'm gonna have to go home and clean these little bad boys up. This wind hates me. It's getting really brutal. I don't know how much longer I'm gonna deal with this. And I'm starting to feel moisture fall from the sky. This is just really good water for what I do, so I'm gonna try to get it out, but It's so hard to even cast it into this mess. There's like spray coming off the river. Well, that's gonna do it. The wind is really hard, but the green stuff floating in the water that comes up on my jig, I can't deal with that. And if there's a little bit on the jig, it really doesn't make a difference, but when it's trailing, whatever sees that, you lost your chance to catch it. And I'm pulling that stuff off for like 4 out of 5 casts. But I was able to work that beautiful big brown into the mix. And I just worked that pattern where the water swirls back around, and I just figured he'd be looking for an easy deal. That fish jumped 2 times before the camera went on, and jumped a couple more times after the camera went on. And with these 1/8 ounce barbless jigs with the heavy head, that usually means the kiss of death. A lot of times I'll have the jig fly whizzing past my head when the fish gets up and shakes it, but not today. So I'm glad I came out. I mean, I gave up. I was tired this morning after work yesterday. I looked outside, I just rolled over and said, what the heck, I ain't going fishing today. But then I sat there in my house, in my living room, and I'm like, well, I might as well go outside and check it out, because I can't catch any fish sitting in my living room. And I came out, and I got a great fish, and it was awesome. I got action, you got to see some action. It's all good in the Wilderness with Amani universe. Thank you for joining me on Wilderness with Amani. Until next time.